This has to do with make sure you do your algebra right. So we're on page 26. Make sure I'm also on it. There we go. So type 3 calls that you must find the middle given part of the intersection, right? Let center be x. Use the formula and work backwards to solve for x. Don't forget to distribute the negative. That is huge for type 3. Don't forget to distribute the negative, right? For all the brackets that you will encounter. So let's start. 28 children, you have a dog, a cat, or a bird. What is this talking about if we asked you for proper notation? 28 have a dog, cat, or bird. We would go dog or cat or bird. So it's basically if you were to unite all of the sets, it's everything inside those sets that they're telling you about. 13 children have a dog, right? 13 have a cat, 13 have a bird. 4 children only have a dog and a cat. Another way of writing this is, I want you to highlight this part, the onlys here. And I will translate that into what could it say instead of that. Have a dog and a cat, but not a what? What's left? If you have a dog and a cat, but not a bird. That's what it's saying when they use the word only. 3 children only have a dog and a bird, right? So have a dog and a bird, but not a cat, right? That's what it's basically saying there. And here, have a cat, cattle, a cat, and a bird, but not what? Whatever's left, cat and bird, so not a dog, right? So I want you to be comfortable with either one of them, right? The wording is key here, and when they say only, if you did the homework on page 90, there was the pizza. I don't know if you've done the pizza one. That's the kind of wording they use there as well. No child has 2 of each type, so they're basically saying no repeats, which is crucial for sets. Like you can't have repeats or else it doesn't work. So it's kind of like stating what all questions should be stating, really. How many children have a cat, a dog, and a bird? So they're asking for the center. It's asking for the center. So start with your Venn diagram. Start with it. And let's see if we can fill this in properly. So dog, cat, bird, in no particular order. Okay, dog, cat, bird. Let's fit in, and the universal is like that. And we have 13 of each, right? 13 of each goes out here. We don't know the center, so go ahead and put an X in the center. We don't know that. It's not giving us that at all. And here's where it gets tricky. So where would the 4 be if it's only dog and cat? So you go dog and cat, it's only dog and cat. They're actually giving you this right here. They're giving you this section when it's worded like that. Dog and a bird only. Dog and bird only. This would be 3 right there. And this would be 2 right there. When it's only, they're actually giving you this section. Okay? So partially filled in. Can we answer anything else right now? It doesn't mention outliers. So for now, I'm just going to leave that blank. Okay? So let's go ahead and start our journey. This is going to be somewhat tricky. Okay? The formula that I gave you, that really long one, calls always for this intersection, right? So what would this intersection be if you had to label it here? 3 plus x. So put that down, 3 plus x. This intersection, 2 plus x, correct? This intersection, 4 plus x. So write out the intersections. They were not given, we are creating them. All right? And why is that? Because I know that the union of all three sets is 28, correct? From the very top, I was told, so this is already saying don't worry about the outliers. So I don't need to subtract anything. It's not like universal minus outliers. It's just, it is 28. That's the union of all. And that is adding up all the elements in the sets, right? So all these elements are added. We subtract, careful here. No particular order. I will subtract this intersection. Then I will subtract the other intersection up there. Then I will subtract this intersection right there. And what do I still need to do? So this is the D, C, B intersections. I have to add what? Add the middle. You're following me. Okay, that's good. If you have a phone on you, put it away, right? 28. I can't compete with that, right? So here you got to be careful. I'm going to already add this up. This is easy. It's 39, right? I haven't completely lost my mental math skills. So this negative, watch this. Do you remember distribution, right? It's basically saying -1. There's a 1 in front. So -3, -1 times x is what? Say it in as a choir here. -x, right? -4 times is -1 times 4 is -4. -1 times x is -x. Next, -2, -x, followed by the x at the back. Wouldn't it make sense to just cancel out -x and plus x, right? This will quite often be the case. I'll just cancel them out. Then let's not worry about those two. They're done. Then clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to go 39 minus 3. So I'm going to underline all the constants that are there. So -3 minus 4 minus 2, right? So I'm writing all the numbers together. And then I'm going to circle my x's here. -x minus x. So then it's 28 is equal to, when I subtract all of these, that's 33, no, sorry, so 36 minus 6, that's 30, minus 2x. Okay, let me just bring that up a little bit. And then you bring the 30 over, so it's 28 minus 30 is equal to -2x. You should maybe panic a little bit at this point, but not really. 28 minus 30 is -2. Phew, right? Like if you have both sides negative, you're okay. Then because it's going to cancel out. So we're going to divide by -2, divide by -2. X is equal to 1. What did you just find? Let's answer that. One child has all 3 pets. You've just found the answer to that question. That one child owns all 3. So when I say type 3, don't think this is completely different. It's just you need to be careful where you put your numbers and that you're going to encounter that as part of your work. Okay, so now let's go ahead and completely fill in our Venn diagram. Okay, I'm using a red pen here. So this is now 1. So this section here would be 13 minus 3, that's 10, minus another 3, that's 7, right? Hold on. 13 minus 3 and 1, that's 4, 6. So this is 7, right? And then 13 here. 13 minus 4 is 9, 8, 6. 13 minus 4, that's 9. 8, and then 5. And just do a little check here. This is 13, 22, 28. So that's we're after 28, right? All three sets should add up to 28, so we're good. I think this question should have been done better. It should have said that every child has at least one pet, right? It should have said that. So no outliers in this case. Let's answer B real quick. B. So this was basically all part of A. My Venn diagram and solving, that was all part of A. How many children only have one pet? One pet. It would be the 5 here, the 6 there, and the 7 here. 5, 6, 7. So that's 18 children. Okay. Question, if I asked you how many children had a bird or a cat? Let's just add that here. Bird or cat. How would you answer that if I asked you for it? What is it asking for? The union, right? Yeah. So I would just simply add bird or cat. So you add all of this. This is 13, right? Plus another 10. So that'd be 23. Right? So I add 13, this 13 plus 10. So that's 23 children. If I ask D, have a dog and a cat, dog and cat, if I ask you for that, you just go to dog and cat, right? Dog and cat, that intersection, it's asking for the whole intersection. That'd be 4 plus 1, right? 5 children. Okay, so I think you know what it takes at this point. So that's type 3 there. So really the pi principle I only use when I'm trying to find the center. Other than that, you can actually do however you feel like you need to fill this in, if it's possible. Like if the center is given, I don't use pi very often. I just add and subtract values, okay? And that's okay with me. What's the time here? Oh yeah. So I want you to go and try this out right away. I want you to go to page 32 and give that one a try. Go to page 32 and try that right now. Try to do that in less than 10 minutes. That's good. You see how I write it out like that? You don't have to do that. Like I wouldn't expect it. Most of the time I run out of space when I try to do that. As long as in your head you know what you're doing. Adding, 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 subtracting, subtracting, right? Subtract the 3 and then add. Like as long as you show me this part, we are good to go. All right, I need to see this line I need to see. I give you a lot more room than mine, sorry, so mine is a little crowded. And so technically the Venn diagram should have happened before. That's how I just roll, do it every time and you'll be fine. Okay, draw your Venn diagram, then go ahead and calculate. That's what I would do. This is one of the units where it just doesn't work very well going one way or the other. So you just do whatever you need to do to come up with the answer. In fact, anywhere on that page, if I see anywhere on that page something that belongs to that question, I will usually be like, okay, there's the work for this answer here. Maybe just use arrows, highlighters. You be creative. And then it's asking, determine how many students only take 2 methods of transportation. So then we're asking for the 80, the 100, and the 34, right? Like those 3. So that's 214 students. I figured after doing it that you needed more space. So some of these questions, to be honest, I just added after. That's why I don't always have the key. But I just thought, hey, I wonder if I change it this way, how would that affect, right? So I don't always have the key to everything. I think having more examples is better than no example. Okay, but you know what I like is that you tried it. You actually sat down, you worked through it, and if you make a mistake, big deal. So some of you added this up, and they're like, hey, it doesn't add up to 750. But I'm told that everybody's doing at least one thing, so I need to go back and maybe check in here. Are one of the numbers off, right? Yeah. You have a question? Before I'm going to answer that, but go to page 27 and start through that review. And because it's a long weekend and you're going to be bored, right? Not. Here's another test review, okay? If you go to page 35 right to the end, it's another test review. I will have to dig for that key. So you choose where you want to start. You are grade 12, you own your learning. So you have resources. I am pretty sure I have the key to this one. So I will check, okay?